Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
Okay. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It's time for the season finale of the regular season on NFL Pregame Party this morning. We are here, Knock and I, to bring it all to you. What's going on, man? How you doing this morning?
Good.
Good,
I'm
good,
a little
good.
sad because football. Been so bored during the week now with bowl season over, and
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
the
You don't
same.
your college isn't there, and your Broncos are out of the mix. We got there is news on that front though. It's very interesting stuff going on there. I'm sure we'll talk about it whenever we talk about your game, but and a lot. I mean, I don't think I've seen so many playoff scenarios in play in a long time. The parity level is way up in the NFL. I have to root for the fucking Chicago Bears today. I cannot believe I got to root for that team today, and we got to win. And once again, it's Pittsburgh that put the screws to us last week. But anyway, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna make our predictions and everything, and we're gonna look at all the playoff scenarios and stuff. But how are you doing this fine Sunday morning, man? What's going on?
Good. I slept in a little bit and then binged a bunch of TikTok, and then got ready for the show, and then I might
Did
head out to
what?
lunch.
A TikTok? You?
Yeah, I've been
Really?
watching that for years, but
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
cool. Cool. Yeah, people have been suggesting that people go live on there, like putting this show on there. And I haven't looked into how to do it.
I mean,
You know?
yeah, I don't know about the live stuff, but definitely the clips. The
Yeah.
clips will carry over. There's a lot of people that will put little short stuff on there, and then
Yeah, I do it
it'll
for
carry over.
advertisement. I did a bunch of versions of Foxy as a cheerleader this morning to add for the advertisement for this thing.
Yeah, just like if you could find like the good clips, when we're cracking up and putting that
Right.
on there, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna put like a highlight reel.
although
Together.
I'm kind of been getting out of TikTok lately because it's turned into mostly just like commercials
Yeah.
and ads galore, and where you think
Well,
it's a TikTok, but it's just a company trying to
that's
be TikTok, and then
that's what
it's just
happens
how it's
whenever they
commercial.
become successful. Everybody
Yeah,
wants a piece of the action, you
it
know.
is inevitable, but
Yep. Inevitability. All right.
inevitably.
So, uh, how many bowl games did they have since they've only just the two big
It was
ones, huh?
about five. Well, I mean,
Was there about five? Okay,
we
I got you.
discussed most of the bowl games
Okay,
uh
last
last
week.
Sunday when you
Yeah.
weren't there,
Mhm.
but during the week, so it was just the
I
Monday game.
appreciate you guys doing that for me last week too.
Yeah, so it was just the Monday games. So I was going to start out with the lower bowls.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Liberty had their shot. They went down and scored, and then did nothing the rest of the game. Bo Nix had his curtain call, um, and yeah, Oregon
Hmm.
just destroyed Liberty, which this is probably what's going to be for most of the time for these group of 5 teams going against Power
Right.
5. But it's the game that it doesn't happen that we're all looking for. So
Right.
this could be this is going to be the playoffs next year. This is a preview of the playoffs next year, where
Hmm.
a group of 5 team will play against a team like Oregon. So
Right.
it will happen. But and then of course Iowa at Tennessee. Tennessee, Iowa has no offense, zero offense, and they put 0 points up. So that's pretty much their season. And then Tennessee was just all over them. The game
Yep.
of the day outside of the semifinals was the Wisconsin at LSU. I don't know a whole lot about Wisconsin, but they showed up
Yeah.
in that one. It was a great game. It was
Wisconsin
back and forth.
Wisconsin's got a good program. They usually end up in a good bowl game. They can, what you get out of Wisconsin a lot, man, is running backs and linemen. They can run the football like it's nobody's business, dude. They really can.
Yeah.
So
And then LSU playing without Jaden Daniels, and
mhm.
I think Neighbors was in the wide receiver. Neighbors was in this um, game, but he declared for the draft. So
Yeah.
sure.
Nussmeyer, am I seeing that correctly? He threw for
I believe
395.
so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's been a good quarterback for them. He was the quarterback before Jaden Daniels last year. So yeah,
But yeah, so that was
he's
the bowl games in the afternoon before the big games, and then let's see, kind of wanted to show it first. First
Admiral
we had,
Teague in here already talking about the anti-jet propaganda. We'll see what happens,
well,
man.
maybe if they won, we wouldn't, if they
Right?
won.
If they
Um, the first semifinal game was the Alabama Michigan game.
yeah.
Really really decent game.
Hmm.
Both these games came down to the final play,
Yeah.
really.
Hmm.
But no, they got it into overtime. Michigan had the ball first, and uh, what's his name? Corum
Uh-huh.
had a big run, ran right in, easy peasy.
Wow,
And then
really?
yeah, and then Alabama, got within the 5, and oof, this
Yeah.
is what happened.
This is what happened in the end of that one.
That's Williams in motion. Low snap. Melrose stopped. Michigan makes a
Not
step.
even. Well, I mean, he didn't even get a yard on that play.
Playoff victory.
He didn't even get a
Yeah.
yard. Like, it was complete
What
stonewall.
was
Even
he
if he was on the
thinking?
1 yard line, he probably would not have gotten that in, because it was just
First
there
thing
was
I
no play.
saw when I saw that, I was like, did he even see how tight they were in the middle at the beginning of that play? Mm. Pre-snap should tell you should be doing something
I
else. You
think
should
I
have
think
pitched
it,
that
I
ball.
think a jump pass probably would have done
Jump pass would have been good.
pretty good right there.
But if he'd have pitched it, the
So,
guy going wide would have been better off than he was. That's for damn sure. They had that clogged up where he was going. That's for
yeah,
sure.
so that
But
was really.
hey,
I mean, Milrow was gashing him at times, so I kind of see why they did that. Just I think at that point Michigan was ready for him. So they hit the well too many times. So
I hear you. Well, this is the deal. I personally am applauding the result because there's no team I hate more than college football, except for maybe the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But Bama goes down. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Michigan, you have done your job. Now go away. Washington needs to crush you. No.
and
um,
it's the
yeah.
first time we've had no SEC team in there in
Yeah,
a
there's
long
no
while.
SEC team in the final. I mean, that put them out. That was the
Or
only
or
SEC team
future
in.
SEC team. So that's
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one. Yeah, absolutely.
but
But
yeah, and then not to be outmatched was
right.
the Texas and Washington game, and it was a
Mhm.
pretty good back and forth there. Washington had the ball uh, about a minute to go. Texas had 2 timeouts.
Mhm.
They ran 3 times. The first 2 times got the timeout, so it was third down, about 50 seconds left, and on the third down they ran it up the middle, and the running back got hurt.
Oh,
So Washington had to use a timeout, or at least an injury timeout. Um, so that stopped the clock for Texas and gave them a chance.
mhm.
And so they made a couple big plays and got into the field, got into the red zone with 1 second left.
Mm.
And this was the result.
And here is the result, boys and girls.
Trailing all night long. One last chance to advance to the
Look at the
national
top of the screen, guys. Top left.
Lobs it up, and it is incomplete. Intended for Mitchell. Elijah Jackson.
That was such a great. I watching that live, just watching that guy just go up there and bat it away. He's like, "You're not catching."
Yeah,
If he
you're
caught that
not
one
going to
earlier,
have a chance, man.
he got it earlier. They had pretty much the same play earlier in the game, and Mitchell caught it for a touchdown. So because he wanted the ball all game,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he was doing that wide receiver, stomp his feet thing. Stop me the ball,
Right?
and they threw the ball, and
wow,
that was it. So
there is your national championship game, boys and girls. It is going to be the Michigan Wolverines, number 1, against number 2, Washington. Not very often we get the number 1, number 2 matchup. Not very often.
And that's not SEC.
No, and there's no SEC team this year.
I think the last time that happened was the inaugural season. I think it was. It was like Ohio and whoever. Like the 2014, I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. Don't hate me.
Let's face it. It was a good year for the Pac-12. I'd love to see them win it. I really do. Their last season in existence, basically in their current form, and so to have for that. I mean, it started. They were the top of the news cycle really every week. I mean, it started with Neon Dion's Colorado Buffaloes coming out to shoot, guns a-blazing. But they came down to earth really quickly. But then it was Washington and Oregon and Oregon State. I mean, just really great games. I think as a conference, they showed out this year. They really did. It was impressive. Yeah, that's who I'm pulling for. What's this last one we're looking at here, bro?
So this is just an honorable mention. This is being played today. This is the FCS championship.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah, this is Mont versus the South Dakota Jackrabbits. I love that.
My brother goes to this game. Now, Carson Wentz, alma mater, used to be in this all the time, and I think they're called the Buffaloes. I'm not sure.
That might have been the North Dakota Buffalo or whatever.
Yeah, it's the Dakotas.
Usually North Dakota versus South Dakota. That's South Dakota took it last year.
I just think it's neat that they come down to Texas to play this game. It's just,
I'll have my phone probably while watching the NFL games. I'll probably have this one going too.
Yeah, and trust me, the NFL scouts will be watching this. This is where Wentz came from. Was this game right here? That's where he ended up getting a Super Bowl ring out of the whole deal, even though he sucked most of his career since that first season with the Eagles. He was really good. He's actually starting today for the Los Angeles Rams. He's starting for the Rams instead of Stafford.
Oh, they didn't do Sensen Bennett?
No, it's Carson Wentz. He's going to be starting for the Rams today. Yep. So
I just thought that was worth mentioning. 2:00 today, the FCS championship, and then tomorrow, of course, is the Big Daddy FBS championship, which I'll be watching in its entirety because I took Monday and Tuesday off.
Yeah, man. So
I'll get to stay up tonight for the big game, and then I'll get to stay up tomorrow night for the big game.
That's right.
So,
See, I used to save all my vacation time because I was working rotating shifts, so I'd either work a Saturday or a Sunday every week, and I saved all my vacation time for the NFL playoffs, so I wouldn't miss a beat because I didn't want to miss a game. Didn't matter if the Seahawks
I'll
were
miss
in it or
next
not.
Monday's though. The stupid ass Monday night wild card game.
Yeah,
I don't know who decided
that sucks. They
and then
I don't like that either.
The Saturday night Peacock exclusive game.
Now that's Peacock exclusive. I think I'm going to have a get together at the house for that one for my football fan friends because
I'll never understand the NFL not putting their games on the most platforms possible.
Right.
I just don't. I mean, I know it's money. I get that. It's just God, man, that's so stupid. Especially when you get like the NFL ticket and you can't watch a game. Like that's literally your existence. That's your purpose.
Yeah. That's why you bought that. That's why you spent almost $300 on that son.
Yeah. Right.
And
I will say though, I kind of mentioned it last week too. I will say that the NFL ticket on YouTube TV has been pretty awesome. I'm not getting paid for this. not a paid sponsorship.
Not a paid advertisement. YouTube. He's
But
just giving his review.
it's actually been really nice to be able to not have to have, direct TV or any of that bullshit, because I can get rid of YouTube TV anytime I want.
Right.
Because you do have to pay for the the $70 a month show, which that I've been enjoying in itself. I think that's definitely worth the money. Um, and then the Sunday ticket, like when you have a TV and you can watch 4 games at a time, it's pretty nice. And I've been able to. And then of course what I've been doing, especially for the bowl, I watched every single bowl game all the way through, and I was able to do that because YouTube it'll DVR your stuff for a year.
Wow.
And so I'm basically able to, like, a lot of these games that were especially the late night ones, I was able to watch them in the morning without any spoilers because I would stay off social media and then I would watch it and then I would turn it on.
Data amount limit for the DVR?
Not that I can find.
Okay. Well, Sling does have it.
I think it will after a certain while if you don't watch it, but from what I saw, like the one I did see, it said like September of this year, so it was like, yeah, it was. Yeah,
Sling's got a pretty.
I tried looking
DVR,
up something,
but there is a limit.
I'm sure there is.
I have to go in there and clean it out.
I just haven't found it yet, and because I don't save that much stuff, it's only football, and then I watch them like the next day. So,
well, here's the thing with YouTube: those videos are probably on the server anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably just streaming it off a server. So, with Sling, it's an actual DVR. It's taking the recordings and dumping it into a bank for you. But that one, you're probably just adding up links. I would think. Does it have advertisements during it?
What during?
Have you watched the replays?
Oh, replays?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but you could skip through them. So I mean,
yeah, I got you. Yeah, since you're paying for it, yes, I'm sure you can.
yeah,
Okay,
because it's like a legit DVR where you just skip through it.
Yeah, I think it's probably just stacking up links for you. There probably isn't a friggin' data limit. I mean, YouTube's a different monster. They have to have so much server capacity just for videos.
To what Steve says. I mean, he says it costs as much as regular, but YouTube TV is good. And as far as from what I remember, 15 years ago for DirecTV, I was paying like $120 or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's why we switched to.
And then YouTube
we paid
TV right now
just to watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
just to get AMC.
But YouTube TV right now is like $70 for all the DVR space I could ever need, and being able. And then of course the NFL ticket was extra, but still,
Are you seeing that, real Teak? Oh God! Except the Jets games, those are simulated on the Xbox before the season starts.
Well, they have to simulate them before the season starts because they have blackout because nobody watches the game.
Oh my God! Too good.
Too
good. Okay, so we've got Michigan and the Washington Huskies. Me personally, being a Warren Moon fan, he finished. I watched every bit of his career. I watched the Oilers. He wrapped up his career in Seattle and Kansas City. He was the color guy for Seattle Seahawks radio forever. He's from that part of the country. Huge fan, and so I'm pulling for the Huskies. Ever since his days in San Francisco, I am not a fan of Jim Harbaugh. So, yeah, please crush the Wolverines like a beer can, if you don't mind. Who's the quarterback? Penix? Is that his name?
Penix. Yeah, Penix.
So that's who I'm pulling for in it. That's who I'm pulling for. But I have no clue the talent of these teams. You know more about this. You've watched them more. What's your gut tell you about the national championship being played?
Well, the offense of Michigan hasn't been clicking in all cylinders, I would say. It does just enough. And the defense has been pretty decent. I don't know if it's been suffocating. I mean, they're now starting to play, better teams. They didn't have a really hard schedule. The only game that mattered for them was Ohio. Yeah, and I guess you could say Penn State, but Penn State is kind of they're kind of fake.
Yeah. Right.
They can't beat any of the actual good teams. They can beat,
Watch it now. My nephew's an alum now. Don't call him fake.
They're a little fake. They can't handle the better. And now you got Washington and Oregon joining that conference. Like Penn State, it's just like they just keep falling down the rung. Like
Yeah,
their time is done. They had a chance and they failed. So I
they
don't know.
peaked. Yeah.
They did. I think they peaked. But and then Washington, the most disrespected team in college football. They just and again they're slated to be underdogs in this one, and I think that's right where they want to be.
Yeah.
Just keep underestimating them.
Yep.
Penix just continues to make plays. That offense, man, just can't get them off the field. So
So
I'm leaning towards Washington. I think it's going to depend on Michigan if they can run the ball. Because
okay.
Corum is a star. They just haven't relied on JJ McCarthy enough, and I think once they need to in this game, I don't know if they'll be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, hey, I trust your gut. I want to see the Huskies win. I do. I want to see them win. I don't have a dog in this hunt. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't really
I'm
either.
not a Michigan fan. I'm just not. And Harbaugh being there makes me really not like him. So I do have to address this though, Admiral Teague. Fond memories of Jim Harbaugh, as do I. I liked him as a player. It was his time in San Francisco that soured me on him as a head coach because he whines and moans on every fucking play, wanting a flag. Every goddamn play. He doesn't take a play off from bitching. He doesn't. He's a big whiny baby, which is something I did not expect from a guy that played in what I consider to be one of the greatest championship games, because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the 1990. It was the 1995 season. It was the last Jimmy Johnson Super Bowl win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers had to play Jim Harbaugh's Colts in that championship game, and his wide receiver had his hands on that ball on the fucking Hail Mary at the end of the game. It was a great game. It was one of the greatest AFC championships I ever saw, and I hate the Steelers. I was pulling for Jim Harbaugh and those Colts. The guy was a gamer. He was no Superman, but if he had to pull it down and run, he'd do it. You know what? The modern day guy that's just like Jim Harbaugh is Minshew. He just goes out there and does the job. He's no Superman, right? He just goes out there and does the job. And if you've never seen it, I go look up some videos on that AFC Championship game between the Colts and the Steelers. It was fantastic. Cordell Stewart was the quarterback of the Steelers. No, it wasn't Cordell. It was Neil O'Donnell, I think. Yeah, he was the one that threw all those picks in the fucking Super Bowl to the same guy. But anyway, great game. I agree with you there. He was a great player. I just couldn't stand him as a head coach. I really couldn't. Yeah, I just can't do it. But anyway, okay. Well, thanks for that report, man. Now that game's being played. First of all, the bowl game is it called the national championship? What is?
Yeah, it's not a bowl
game?
game. It's just
Okay.
a champion. The bowl games are
National-
officially done. No, it's official championship game.
He ended up with the Jets. Yeah, we know. Why would you see? This is what's wrong with the Jets. He throws 3 picks to the same guy in the Super Bowl, and you guys sign him. Do you like putting a human jugs machine out there at quarterback? What is the deal? But it's being played Monday night, right?
7:30
Yeah.
ESPN.
Okay.
NRG
Yeah, you got to have
Stadium,
ESPN.
Houston.
That's another reason why I didn't see these 2 games, because they were both on ESPN too. And as you guys all well know, if it's on ESPN, I'm not watching it. I'm not paying for that shit. Just ain't gonna do it. So enjoy the national championship. I will hear all about it from Knock when we do our first playoff game show. And I do want to talk to you about that after the show. Well, actually, we'll talk about it now real quick. Do you think we should do a Saturday afternoon show before wildcard weekend begins? Do you think we should do that?
Wait, are you saying we should do a Sunday show Saturday edition.
On Saturday edition. Yes.
Are we doing a Monday night Saturday edition?
I think that's what we're gonna have to do, dude.
I'm
Well,
all
we
for
can't.
it. I'm all for it. It'd be kind of
It's the
dumb to go
NFL.
halfway through. There's
It's
only
the
a couple
NFL. They
games.
start on Saturday. So what
Yeah.
we'll do is 10 o'clock good? I think it is.
Fine
We're
for
not
me.
going to have much to talk about. We're just doing the slate of games, which there are 6. So yeah, we'll do it at 10 o'clock next Saturday. So remember that, guys, and I will push it on the channel. We're going to do the Wild Card Weekend show tailgate on Saturday, and we'll probably do that for the next 2 weeks. Divisional round will be like that too. They'll have 4 games split over 2 days, and then Sunday, or excuse me, championship weekend. It'll be back to Sunday because it's all in one day. The 2 games play back to back on Sunday. So yeah, we'll plan on doing that. If the play-by-play guys hadn't called them interceptions, they would have been completions. It was review bombing. He's too much. Teague's crazy, man. O'Donnell hit Jay Novacek between the numbers 3 times in like 5 plays. Of course, he ended up a Jet. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so boys and girls, it is time to talk about the NFL. Now,
Team news I was going for there.
Yeah, right?
Such a dumb
Please
thing.
give it a confusing name like Monday Night Football on Saturday. That's it. Shit.
Oh, no. He was
I
too
just
excited.
kicked over my shit. Oh, no. Tell me it ain't so. It's all
Thank
this
God he's
Jets
wearing
talk.
pants, folks. Good thing. I'm glad he's wearing pants. That would have been
It's
awkward.
all that Jets talk, man. That's what's fucking me up. It's all that Jets talk. But anyway, yeah, man, that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to.
I hated that.
Crazy,
So
man.
I don't know what it was about that Monday Night Football and Saturday edition. I just thought it was the dumbest. I know it's a brand, but Monday Night Football is not like the brand.
Right.
Like it's
exactly.
football. Football
Makes
is the
no
brand.
sense.
It's
Makes
so
no sense
stupid.
at all.
Just say Saturday. Saturday Night Football. That's all you got to do.
Saturday Night Football. That's all you got to say. I'm going to say NFL pregame party. It's not going to say Sunday NFL pregame party.
Yeah, say post game Friday.
Pregame party.
Post
post game party. Yeah, we'll call it that.
Post Friday football.
Yeah.
Morning, afternoon.
But anyway, okay. So let's get into the games. First of all, I got to get some feedback from Knock on yesterday's games because I was working. And I'm fixing to be off of Saturdays. I'm training my replacement. At the end of this month, I'm getting off.
Really?
Saturday.
That finally happened?
Yes, finally happening, dude. Yes. So I just got to make it through this month. But anyway, the first one we got to talk about, first of all, I've got to switch what I'm sharing here and get the correct screen on because we're done showing highlights. Let's see. Okay. First one we got to talk about is the Steelers-Ravens game. I don't think this, my wife was surprised by this. She called me with like 3 minutes left, and I reminded her I was at work. I was busy, but she was telling me, hey, the Steelers are beating the Ravens. I don't think she knew that Lamar Jackson wasn't playing.
This was a nothing burger game.
Yeah, it was, it's basically the only way they were going to play Lamar is if they were worried about the Steelers in the playoffs, then they put the kibosh on them now. Right. But, I don't think anybody fears this team really, but, sad thing about it though, I did see this morning that Watt is gone, for the rest of the season, even if they do sneak in.
I think it was an MCL sprain. I don't know if
and it's another one of these. Did you see what happened to him?
No, I saw
his own player bumped into him. They're both not looking, and
it was
he's
chaotic
standing
out there.
Straight up.
It was drenched out there. It was rain, downpour. So it was a lot of so much so that people were bitching about the cameras. I was like, are you guys serious? You guys just want to bitch about bitching. It's like, oh, we're safe in our nice warm homes. Why is there water on that camera? Oh my God, really? Because the quality of the camera wasn't the greatest and you're safe at home.
Right.
Where you don't have to worry about the weather. I don't know. The entitlement of fans right now is a
Right.
little ridiculous.
When I heard that it was a slog, I was
It
not
was.
surprised by the outcome. I said that's tailor-made for fucking Pittsburgh. They win games ugly. That is their history. That's how they do it. They make you look bad, and they just win ugly. They win on your mistakes. It's just
But they won by 7 points against the Ravens practice squad. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
wow, big deal, right?
Great job,
What?
guys. Great job.
Great job. Good
I
job.
saw some posts, about them bragging about it. It's like, guys, you
Come
beat,
on.
you beat
There
the
is
number
nothing
2
to
seed.
brag about. You were playing the second team.
And you
of the fucking
still don't
Baltimore
control your
Ravens.
destiny. You still need
No.
the Jags to lose.
You had to start your starters. All your best people had to go out there. That's why you don't have TJ Watt for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He's got a 3rd-degree MCL sprain, which is basically almost a tear. So it's
okay.
multiple weeks. If they make it in, they're not going anywhere because they're.
So he's ready for the Super Bowl. Got it. Okay.
Right. He's ready for the Super Bowl. Yeah, absolutely. That's good. Next year, right? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I couldn't believe that one. Okay. So the other one we have to talk about is what could be. I thought this one was for the division, but I was corrected. Apparently, if the Jaguars win today, they win the division.
Yes, they have a better division. They would have a better division record than the Texans.
But tell me what happened most of the way in the game, and then we'll discuss what we actually touched on before the show, and we'll talk.
So the Houston came out firing. They had the big 75-yard bomb, pretty much their first play of the game, after the Colts punted. And and then the Colts, they drove okay, but they just couldn't punch it in. And then in the second, not a whole lot. Like the first half looked great for basically the Texans offense would disappear for a time, and then they would come back, and then they would disappear, and then the Colts would just be grinding away. Eventually, Jonathan Taylor started going off.
Jonathan Taylor, I saw that touchdown, man. From what?
Yeah.
At the 50-yard line? He just took off.
I think he had like over 170 yards. I didn't see what he ended it with, but he got hurt, of course.
Yep.
After having an amazing game, then he got hurt. So Moss kind of cleaned up, and that kind of led to the last play. Once again, we talked a little bit about it before we got on the air, but they had.
Oh, hang on. Let's set it up for him. Listen, there's about a minute 4 left in that game at that point. Well, maybe more than that.
They're in field goal range. Colts they're down by 6. Colts
it's less than 2 minutes now. Remember that it's under 2 minutes. They've got a 4th and 1, and they line up, and they have all 3 of their timeouts.
They had plenty of time to discuss this, by the way. They had plenty of time to discuss a play.
Yes.
But they
go out there, and this is the play they go for. They try to get them to jump on the snap count and use a timeout with under 2 minutes left. Now, what's the significance of this? Boys and girls, here's the significance. Those things are fucking gold. If they blow it on the 4th and 1, they need all 3 to get some amount of clock back. Like I said, it was like about a minute 15 left, somewhere in there. Okay,
when they started,
very small amount of time.
By the time they got, I think by the time they got to the 4th down, I think it was less than a minute.
No, because I do remember when they ran the last play on the Texans side.
Yeah,
when they
that's
got
right.
It back,
that's right.
There was like a minute 4 left, and by the time they punted it, it was really low.
Like 15 seconds.
Yeah,
15,
it was
18
really
seconds,
low.
something like that. Yeah.
But this is the deal, guys. Under 2 minutes, you have to keep the timeout, even if you run a play and blow it, because you got to keep them for the defensive side to try and get another chance. They try and get them to jump. They put their eggs all in on that because they had to call a timeout. 4th and 1 comes. Minshew throws the ball to 31. What I can't remember the kid's
Smallwood,
name.
I think it was.
Yeah,
a guy
that's had 6 receptions all year, which is fine. They weren't expecting it. Nobody was covering him. He was in the flat all by himself, and he threw it a little behind, and the guy tried to make the adjustment and couldn't get it. Both guys didn't make the play. Ball hits the ground. Texans take over. They stop them 3 times in a row, but because they only have 2 timeouts, 40 seconds click off that clock. And instead of punting it to kill more of the time, the punter takes the ball and he runs it out of the back of the end zone. He tries to stay in, but there was a guy charging at him, so he finally had to step out with 1 second left. And they free kicked it with 1 second left. And of course, the lateral shit got snuffed out quick. But all of that because they tried to get him to jump. They tried to take the easy way out and get him to jump on a fucking snap count. Now, you just run a play. I'm sorry. You got that. Those timeouts are fucking precious at that point. Like I said, if it's outside the 2 minutes, yeah, you can take that chance. But because you've got an extra timeout with the 2-minute warning, but can't do it inside 2 minutes. You can't do it.
And the
and
Colts
they paid
had a
the
chance
price
to
for
win
it.
because the Texans missed the extra point, so they were only up by 6.
Yeah.
So if the Colts had scored, and hell, if they had gone for a field goal, they had a better chance than what they did.
Right.
They would have been down by 3 with the all-time timeout. Something, anything else but what they, everything else but what they did.
Yes, and God love them. Let me tell you, hell of a season for the Colts. Nobody expected them to do shit when Richardson went
Either
down.
of these teams.
And they were vying for the division in the last week of the season. You got to give it to them. The head coach that they hired, he's young. He'll learn from this, I'm sure. And these guys are obviously playing for him. They're buying in. So, good season for them. Stroud, it was good to see him back on the field and flinging it. And he was very emotional at the end of that game because they did punch their ticket to the playoffs. Now, they did do that. The winner of the game was in, and the loser is out. The Colts are officially eliminated, and they're just waiting to see if they're going to win the division yet. They're waiting to see what their seed's going to be. It's either going to be, let's see, I think it's like 7 or 4. Jacksonville, if they win the division, and the Texans will be in. Like I think they're in at 7. I think.
Well, I mean,
we'll look at it here in a little bit.
It's all going to depend on the Bills game too. So because Bills
that's true.
Be out of it.
That's true. Yeah. Well, the Bills have to win. Well, we'll look at it, but I'm pretty sure the Bills have to win the division to make it. Because they could be all. They need a lot of help if they lose this game.
Yeah, I think
they need a lot of help
if they lose, but they would need some help.
Yeah,
I think even the Broncos and Raiders game plays into that too.
Yeah, it may.
There's a scenario based on the winning records or something like that. Percentage.
Really? Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this. Do we want to look at who needs what for what as we go, or do we want to just break down the games and then look at that? What do you want to do?
I say we could just look at the games as themselves first, and then we can do the scenarios.
All right, bro. All right. So the first one we've got, boys and girls, is oh man, look at this, will you? Tampa Bay at Carolina. Are you serious? Am I on the right week here? Let me make sure I'm on the right week. Yeah, I am. Okay. Just want to make sure. I thought they were playing the Eagles today. What? Why?
Who?
Why did I think that?
The Eagles are playing the Giants.
That's right. Okay.
This is divisional weekend, dude.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Tampa Bay is taking on the Panthers. My brother, of course, is a huge Carolina Panthers fan today. He wants to see the Bucs because I believe if the Bucs win today, they win the division. I believe. I could be wrong about that, but like I said, we'll get into it later on. But yeah, man, Buccaneers still have a shot to win the division. They may need the Saints to lose, though. I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody gives the Panthers a chance to win this game. And if they do win it, it's going to be their defense. Now, they took it up to Kulo from the Saints last week. Saints whooped them like they owed them money. And that's been true ever since Brady got to the fucking Buccaneers. The Saints have owned their ass. You know what I mean? It's really strange. I think pretty sure Brady only beat them once, and it was like the last season they were that he was there. You know. But yeah, I just think Baker's going to play well today and win.
I have no idea. I thought they were going to win last week, and
they laid an egg last week, man.
They're Jekyll and Hyde.
But then again, you got to remember something about the Saints. Their strength, really, you would think with all the talent they got on offense, that would be their strength. It's really not. It's their defense, man. Their defense is they're a good team on defense, dude. They can stop you. But man, yeah, Bryce Young's been playing better, but I'm sorry, I just don't trust that team because their owner. Did you see that clip where he threw the drink on the
yeah
on the fan of the opposing team? I'm like, man, come on, dude, what are you doing? This is crazy.
I mean,
retarded.
Billionaires are humans too.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to take the Buccaneers in this one.
He just has more money than you. That's all.
I know you do. I know you don't know who to pick in this one, but what's your gut telling you?
Oh, I'm going with the Bucks. I think the Bucks should handle this, but
yeah,
it's just been disappointing all year. Anytime I try to pick them and think they're doing good, they just
right
flop.
Yeah,
and if they lose this, they're out. So
yeah, absolutely.
Pure and simple. So.
Yep, pure and simple. That's it. Okay, next up, we got another team that's sitting their starter. Cleveland, believe it or not, boys and girls, is locked into the 5 seed in the AFC.
They're locked in. No Amari Cooper. I would be surprised if they play Ford.
Yeah.
Or Hunt. Yeah.
I wouldn't play anybody.
Would probably not play. Yeah, I just can't. Miles Garrett.
Look, guys, half of their offense they called up sitting on the couch. Yeah, they need rest. They're old man.
Can you imagine Myles Garrett playing in this game after what happened to TJ Watt?
No, hell no.
And that game mattered for the Steelers. This game doesn't matter.
If he dresses, I'll be shocked. He better be on
the
sideline.
The only reason they would play that defense is to keep that number 1 for the season. No, I'm kidding. They don't give a shit about that.
Yep. Oh my God, Teague talking about the guy for the Panthers. Wow, an owner as dumb as Woody Johnson. Yes, sir. He is retarded.
So really, this game doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter at all. Bengals are already out of it.
Yeah.
I believe that they'll probably win the game. Just because exhibition. That's the way it usually goes. The worst team wins, kind of thing. But yeah, I got to tell you, kudos to the Cleveland Browns. Look, I'm pulling for my wife's Dolphins in the AFC first and foremost, but if they get knocked out and the Browns are still there, I am Tim Flacco-Sant. I am Team Flacco-Sant all the way, dude.
I saw a clip where it was a little video making fun of the Bears, and it was I know we should do this offseason, guys. We should trade away the number 1 pick and not draft a quarterback. And you're like, you're crazy. Why would you do that? Well, I mean, we could just call some guy on the couch and he could just come in. And he's like, that's not going to happen. Who would you do that? Who would have the experience and do whatever to do all that? And they're like, Mitch Trubisky.
Trubisky. Call him in off the couch because he's not going to be on Pittsburgh's roster next year. Yeah.
Oh man, that cracked me up. It's like let's trade our pick away and trade
that's something the Bears would do. They're freaking stupid. So I can't believe I got to root for that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to the Browns for saving their season. I'm
loving it, man.
This has been the year of the backups. The Bengals almost had a chance, after Burrow
Jake Browning showed out this year. Yeah,
Burrow goes
and
down,
he's going to show out today. He's trying to get a job. Don't be surprised if Jake Browning is starting for a team next year and it's not the Bengals. Don't be surprised.
Well, I mean, I think you can see he's even if he doesn't get a starting job, he's got a job.
He's got a job. Yes,
he's
and he's going to be paid well.
Yeah.
That's what he's playing. That's what he's currently playing for, his future.
And he's got a
paycheck.
beautiful wife. Man,
Yes.
guys just winning right now. I mean,
Dude,
God,
oh
my
my
goodness.
God.
Just my goodness.
Boys
Just,
and girls, if you have not seen this guy's wife, holy shit. Jesus Christ, she looks like one of those Instagram models wearing them yoga pants jumping up and down the fucking booth. Crazy, insane, good looking. Okay, so yeah, a Bengals all day long in this one. Yeah. Next up, this one, we'll have to look at it. I think this one, I don't think it matters for the Vikings,
no, they still have a chance.
but okay, well, then it ought to be a good game because there is a scenario where Detroit can actually get the second seed.
So
Uh,
from what I could
so-
see on the scenarios, Detroit has as much a chance to win and get second seed as the Vikings have a chance to win and get in the playoffs.
And get
So,
the
like,
playoffs.
it's so many scenarios both ways.
It's so
that-
great, though. This is the NFC North
I
in a
can't
nutshell.
imagine. I can't imagine the Cowboys losing to Washington and the Eagles losing to the Giants. I can't see a scenario with both of those.
I know
happening.
we can't see this,
It's
right?
just, ugh.
But watch, one of the two is going to happen. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
but both of them
will.
have to both
But
have to happen though,
right.
for them to get two seeds.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
Both have to happen. So that's the
It's
thing.
too
I
funny,
can
though.
absolutely see one of them happening, but both.
Because every game this weekend is a division matchup. Every last fucking one of them is. And we all know these are the games you throw the records out, man. Oh.
That's why you can't rule out the Panthers, right?
Seen her on OnlyFans. What? She's got an
Damn.
OnlyFans? Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Well, then Browning doesn't need a freaking,
No.
payday. He's just playing football. He's got Giselle,
Oh my
working,
God. But yeah, this is the NFC North in a nutshell. Nobody wants to win the division, and the year the Lions get good, they start failing at the wrong time, and now they're up in the air as far as the seed goes. They have to play their starters all the way out because that's still in doubt, especially starting at noon. I mean, some of these teams are going to have an advantage. Some of these teams playing in the second window may actually sit starters because of what happens in the early window. If you catch my drift, I mean, they may do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. I don't see the Vikings beating them, though. It's been a revolving door at quarterback for them ever since Kirk Cousins went down. Yeah, I think the Detroit Lions handled business today. What about you, Knock?
I don't, just because of the quarterback situation for the Vikings, it's kind of hard to pick them.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's one of those games where it feels like a trap game. I don't know if it could be a trap game this late in the season where Lions can't get any worse than third. They can get at best second. I don't know if that's worth playing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably, because at this rate,
well, I don't know. Now, before you get started, I got to tell you the difference between being the third seed and the fourth seed is a lot because you're playing on the road in the second week in the divisional round, but you play at home until the championship game, and you may host the championship game.
I just don't see that scenario happening. That's the problem.
I know you don't, but you've got to play.
Yeah,
and coach
they
like
have to
you
play.
could.
They have to play. Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I feel like the Lions got this. They should have this though.
Yeah.
Just because of the quarterback situation for the Vikings. I think they're back to doing Hall again. I think right.
Yeah, they are. So that'll be fun. Speaking of quarterback positions, talk about two teams that are hamstruck at that position. Here it is. Admiral Chig's favorite subject. His beloved New York Jets Jets going into New England against the hated Patriots. Now, you guys know I'm a Patriots fan, but I just got a feeling. Something tells me. I don't know what it is, man. I think it's. I think Hackett is hearing a lot of garbage about he can only coach for Aaron Rodgers and that's it. I think Zach Wilson feels the pressure of the fact that he may be a free agent. Nobody will want him. I think a lot of people are playing for their jobs today in New England, and this, and I think that the thing that may really motivate the Jets the most in this game, Knock, may be the fact that it's been swirling in the wind since they started the losing streak, that this could be Belichick's last time coaching in New England, in Gillette Stadium. It could be. It could very well be. And I just don't think the Jets are going to pass up a chance to throw egg on his face, to put the nail in the coffin.
Mm.
I just don't think they're going to do it. I think Zach Wilson is going to find that connection with his brother from another mother with the same last name and get her done today. I think we're going to see the good Zach Wilson. Believe it or not, folks, this huge Patriot fan actually thinks that the New York Jets are going to go in and stomp a mud hole in the sad sack Bailey-led New England Patriots. Yeah, I really think that's going to happen. And it hurts my soul to say this, Admiral Teague, but I'm full of shit. You're going to get your ass stomped today, pal. You're going to the Championship Central. Sorry. You know we don't lose to the Jets. Let me repeat, boys and girls. The New England Patriots do not lose to the New York Jets. Sorry. It's just not going to happen. Thoughts, Knock? That was for Admiral Teague, fan of the show.
I thought it was great. I was like, this is where I need to say nothing. I need to let him express himself. He did. It was great. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was good timing in that. I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. He did warn me. So I was waiting for that moment to just keep my mouth shut. And it was theatrical. I thought it was great. Yeah.
You're losing today, and your coach is as good as fired. See, I think he set me up.
Fired.
He's been asking me for like a good week and a half to do this. Right? I was supposed to do it last week. But I couldn't be here. How much is Roger Goodell paying you?
No.
But
that's Robert Kraft. That's who you're looking at.
Robert Kraft has opened up the Gillette paycheck there.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, the only thing that really matters in this game, because I mean, it's pretty much Pats are looking to move on,
right?
But for future stake for the Patriots, the only thing that really matters about this game is if they lose and the Commanders win,
yes,
they get the number 2 pick.
Yep, that's a fact.
So that's pretty much the biggest what's going to come out of this game is if they lose.
Hell yeah, Admiral. I did it just for you, man. You know I wouldn't do that for anybody else.
That banner was pretty. Show that again. Show that.
Dude, the banner is great. We were looking for something before the show to let you know I was
rooting for the butt fumble, but this works too.
I found this looking for the championship banner picture, and I was like, yes, I got to keep that one.
That's
yes,
a good one.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
But let me tell you something, guys. On a serious note. If any game is going to be a slobber knocker between two teams that don't matter right now, that are out of the playoffs, trust me, these two teams are going to lay it on the line and try and beat each other today. If you're stuck with this game in your market, watch it. It's going to be enjoyable. These guys are going to try and kill each other on the field.
I mean, look at the stats down there. Defense. 2 top 5 defense.
Yes.
And 2 bottom
points
of the
will
league
be at a
offenses.
premium in this game. No doubt about it.
When you were talking about Zach Wilson, this is the game where he comes back. I know it's part of your story, but to me, I was like, yeah, Zach Wilson's going to ball and get them a whole 3 points. It's going to be amazing.
Right?
Like that's what I was thinking in my head. I didn't want to ruin the moment, so I didn't want to chip in there, but I was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, he's gonna lead them to a whole 3 points. Like that's this game is going to be a 3-2 game. Like
It's going to be a 3-2 game, but you know what? It'll be a killer to watch, man. It'll be
no,
one of
it's
those.
not.
It will.
No, it's not.
I'm just telling you.
I
Man.
strongly believe there's a difference between good
There is
defensive
so
games.
much bad blood between these two franchises. I know Teague will back me up on this. This is like the Boston
for anyone
Red
that
Sox
doesn't give a shit about these teams,
yeah,
it's not going to be a great game.
right. But look, man, there is so much history between these two franchises, man. Mangina, that's what I call him. He calls him Mangini when he tried to get Bill busted back in the day, an ex coordinator that ended up being the head coach. I mean, all the way back to how Bill left New York. I mean, he was the defensive coordinator for him in the Parcells era, handpicked by Parcells to take over. And he said, fuck that, I retire. I didn't want to leave New England anyway, and went right back to New England. I mean, it was just, wow. I mean, there's so much history here. It's basically the Red Sox and Yankees of football.
I get the historical factor. As a football game,
yeah,
I strongly believe there's a difference, because you get on me sometimes about these defensive games. I strongly believe there's a big difference between good defensive games, or like the Steelers and Ravens of old, and shitty offenses. I believe there's a huge difference, and this game is going to feature two shitty offenses.
Two shitty offenses, and two pretty good defenses.
By the way, we haven't mentioned it yet because I don't know how much it's going to matter for the postseason, but the Jets let Dalvin Cook go, and the Ravens picked him up.
Yeah, that's wow. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. But I love this one. Bill took $1 million and signed a contract. He's a lying sack of shit who now coaches like he did with the Browns. So you're saying it was all Brady, brother? You must be in the all Brady camp. Yeah, it's easy to look at a genius when your quarterback is Tom fucking Brady. I don't know, man. Them first three Super Bowls, those first three Super Bowls, you could say that the MVP was fucking Richard Seymour and that defense and Adam Vinatieri, because he won two of those first three.
Did Tom Brady outgrow Belichick? I think you could say that with especially with the Bucks championship.
He definitely took what he learned to another franchise.
Yeah, I think at the start of it, I think it was a match made in heaven. And just like Andy Reid and Mahomes, would Mahomes be doing what he's doing elsewhere? Maybe that might be a little bit more extreme. But I think it just worked. And then I think Brady. It definitely wasn't all Brady. Them check downs that he did all that first year.
Yeah.
That was defense and check downs.
Yes, I was fixing to say.
Barely threw the ball.
A lot of people forget the first Super Bowl touchdown scored by the New England Patriots was not a Tom Brady pass. It was a Ty Law interception for a touchdown of Kurt Warner. So, yeah. Yes, he learned under him and became.
And you would hope that he would learn after 15 years. I'm just saying.
Right? Jesus Christ!
You would
fucking
think
Methuselah. Okay, enough with the fucking Brady love. We're killing Admiral Teague over here. This is going to be a good game. I hope I can see some of it. I'm going to be watching the highlights for it. But yeah, I'm picking the team that always wins this game, New England. So.
Just think, next year this will be the Aaron Rodgers and Caleb Williams.
Oh, this is going to be a totally different game next year.
It's going to be Caleb Williams versus Aaron Rodgers.
And Belichick. You know what? I think probably if I was Admiral Teague, and he may agree or disagree with me, I'm sure he'd love to see Belichick go coach the fucking Chargers. I'm sure he would love to see that happen.
Yeah, I don't want him in the West. I want him to not go do that.
Right, I know you don't. Go
to the NFC. You haven't been there.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
Belichick couldn't coach Vinny Testaverde 290 touchdowns, but he was shit under Belichick. Yeah, I know. It was horrible. But anyway, okay, boys and girls. Did you make a pick for this one? You're
dumb.
picking the under, right?
I don't even want to do a pick for that one. It's dumb.
You're picking the 2 to 3 victories.
You know what? I want to see the Commanders get the number 2 seed, so I'm kind of rooting for the Patriots to win,
Okay,
just so they don't get the number 2 seed. Wow.
gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, next up, and that was for you, Admiral Teague. Hope you enjoyed it, buddy. Let's see. He said, if Arlie Ermy was alive, I'd want him as a coach. Yeah, there you go. No doubt. Okay, next one up. We're back to the NFC South. I do believe. Well, we'll look at the scenarios, but I know the Saints have to win to try and win the division. I do know the representative from this division has to win it. I'm pretty sure. They've got so many double-digit win teams in the NFC right now that I'm pretty sure they have to win it to get in, right? Don't they have to win the division in the South here? I think so. We'll look at it here in a minute. But I enjoyed it greatly. Thank you. You're welcome, buddy. But I just don't trust. I know they're going to start Heineke, but we've talked about it before. It just depends on what Saints team shows up, man. And they sure seems like they play better on the road this year. They don't play as well in that dome for some fucking reason.
You know that the Bucks game is going to be playing on the monitor because
they're going to be watching it. See, that's got to suck when you're in a game and you're watching your scoreboard watching. If I was a head coach, I'd tell them, look, fuck that. You don't. I would tell the fucking operators in the stadium, do not put the Bucks score on the fucking screen. Don't do it. Don't even show it. I don't want my guys distracted. You know what I mean? That's what I'd tell them. Because that's got to be distracting.
Now from what I see, the Falcon. We'll look at it more in a bit, but the Falcons are out if they lose.
Oh yeah,
or if the Bucks win, the Falcons are out.
Yeah.
If the Saints
the Falcons have to win and a Bucks loss.
There's a small chance the Saints could, but they need a lot of people to lose, like the Packers and the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So they still have a small chance if they win, and the Bucks win. But Bucks losing is the easiest for both of these. So
yeah,
Bucks losing to the Panthers. So definitely, that is going to be interesting. Like how you play for pride once you see the Bucks are winning, destroying the Panthers, or you keep going, because it is divisional. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then does it go to the wire? But yeah.
Well, I tell you, I think the home team's going to handle business today. I just don't trust the quarterback position for either of these teams, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say for either.
But Carr looked good last week, man. He was ripping the Bucks a new ass last week. It was ridiculous. And Alvin Kamara was clicking. Dude, that offense looked really good last week. If they can put two games together, the Falcons are going to have a hard time. But the Falcons are a good young team, man. They
play better against division. So
yeah, they do. They do. They like to fucking spoil people. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm picking the home team in that one. What about you?
I tried to like the Falcons, and the whole NFC South is like when you think they're doing good, they flop.
Yeah.
So the Saints came off good last week, so this is their flop week. The Falcons, I think, lost last week, so this could be their good week.
Mm-hmm. So that means
it's facto.
Ipso facto, that means that
Falcons are probably going to win.
Falcons,
play spoiler.
Yeah. And can they win the division if the Bucks lose? I don't think they can.
Yep.
They can?
They can.
Holy shit!
They sure can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That put them all with 8 losses. Right?
Yeah, all with 8 losses.
Or 9 losses. That'll put them all with 9 losses. And the Falcons would come out on top. That's crazy. Wow.
Yep.
Insane. Captain Insane time. Okay. Come on, Saints. Don't break my brother's heart. Come on, man. All right. Here's another one. Win and you win your division. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
With a nicked up Trevor Lawrence. he missed last week, and I think he's going to try and go today, isn't he? He's got some. Is it a shoulder issue he's got? I'm not sure what it is, but
Oh, he is active, and it was
he
shoulder.
is active. I did see that.
That's 25 minutes ago. It shows him active.
Yeah,
I just saw the notification on the phone.
yeah. So, but he is nicked up. But yeah, man, Jacksonville versus Tennessee. This is going to be a good game because Vrabel's boys, they'll go through a wall for him. They beat the fucking Dolphins last week, man. Or not last week, but a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? Didn't they beat the Dolphins? Yeah. They jumped up and bit the Dolphins.
Dude, there's the Texans are watching this game, and the Steelers
Yes, they are.
are watching this game.
Yes, they are.
Because the Steelers still need the Jags to lose in order to make the playoffs. If they don't, the Jags are in as the champs, and Houston takes that.
And Houston makes it. Yep.
Takes that spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But if the Titans win, that means the Texans get the championship, and the Steelers are in on top of the Jaguars because they beat them. Wow. That's wild. That's wild to me. I can't believe there's scenarios out there where fucking Pittsburgh gets in a playoff. I've documented.
Should have got rid of Canada earlier. So that's
right.
That's it.
I hate that franchise. I love a lot of things about them, but I hate that franchise. It's kind of like you and the Chiefs. No, I hate
want to hate them, but I like their coach. That's
exactly. I love Tomlin. He's a fantastic coach, and I can't believe the fans were asking for his job this year. What? You bunch of spoiled brats? You might have a losing season for once, and you want him fired with the trash they gave him to fucking play with the quarterback? Are you serious? The fuck? Anyway, yeah, I'm taking. You know what? Fuck it. I'm taking the home team in this one because the more I watch Trevor Lawrence play, that is a gifted athlete with the IQ of a pygmy. I don't know if he's got it between the fucking ears. Man.
Yeah, is Tannehill back on this one?
I hope not. I hope it's Levis.
He was playing last week.
In a loss.
Tannehill. Yep, Ryan Tannehill.
Are you serious? They're going to start that jackass?
Yeah, I think Levis got hurt. Or something. I'm not sure if he got hurt or not. But
excuse me. Let me flip my pick.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence may be low IQ, but he's better than fucking Tannehill. That's for damn sure. I hate both these teams. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear it. Okay. Yeah, Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. If Tannehill's playing, Vrabel, I love you. You know I do, pal, but I hate your quarterback. He's fucking dumbass. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're talking low IQ quarterbacks here. It's a test of who's going to fuck it up worse. Okay. Oh my God.
The reason why Joe is rooting for the Bears this week. And Justin Fields, the guy I have spoken up multiple times in the past, who's now actually playing pretty well.
He's actually playing pretty well. You know who else is playing pretty well? The fucking Cardinals all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Upset Central over the Eagles last week. That was a wonderful game. That was a great ending. I always love upsets, and that was definitely an upset. So can we have another upset?
If we get beat by Kyler Murray today, who has been playing well, I got to give him his due. As much as I hate that little pygmy, I got to give him his due. He's playing good. He's playing lights out ball, man. And it's in the regular season. It's not the playoffs. He's not going to see the playoffs. He knows that. The Cardinals are not going to lay down. Oh, God. If Connor has a big day, this is going to hurt. And we're on the road. Unbelievable. I've got the wrong jersey on. I need a white jersey. I thought we were at home today.
The
Damn
last
it.
thing, if we have time, Joe, the last thing I want to show
Mhm.
after we do all the scenarios and whatnot
Yeah.
is the contract bonuses,
Oh, shit.
the
Who's
incentives.
playing for bonuses? It's
Yeah.
bonus week.
I don't know if you guys saw it the other day, but who was it? It was Jadeveon Clowney got $750,000 for that sack that he had. And he was
Yeah.
jumping up and down in the ring and just having a
Yep.
good old time. And so I thought
Yep.
that might be I pulled up a list
Mm-hmm.
of some of the
Okay.
incentives. So
Cool.
if we have time, I'd like to look over that too.
I'm pulling for my Seahawks. And
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. I thought you were leaning.
yeah, I'm picking them too. I'm picking them too. I am picking them. But man, would not be surprised if Arizona jumped up and bit us. I would not be surprised at all. That's another team that sells out their stadium. They show up. You know, you have 31
Now the
jerseys
Cardinals
show. I'm
I
sure
think
it's hard to pick one to give a week. Now, Mr. Teague, I have to correct you on this. I do not have 31 jerseys. Okay.
it's 30. Yeah.
No, there's a couple of teams I don't own a jersey of. The teams I have told my wife it will be the last team I buy a jersey for, because I'm trying to collect a jersey from every team with players that I like throughout history. He says you have 62. Good Lord. And he says, I seen the Geno Smith magic you're counting on firsthand. Laugh out loud. Yeah, dude, I saw it. He did good, man. I love his resurgence, but this is the deal, man. I am never going to get a Raiders jersey. Never in a million fucking years.
No Bo Jackson? Oh, man.
The only one I would probably get is maybe a Jim Plunkett, because he did play for the New England Patriots and he was drafted by the New England Patriots. The other one I'm never going to get is a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. I am never getting a fucking Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. You can forget that crap. Never. And I may never own a Jets jersey. Really. So, let's see. What's he saying here? You mean another Raiders jersey? We know you have two. No, I do not. I have a drawing I did for a friend of mine who's passed away, but no, I do not have a Raiders jersey. No, I don't.
Now, the only thing I would say here for the Cardinals, I think if the Commanders and Patriots win and the Cardinals lose, they would have the number 2 pick, I think. I think right now they're kind of like in third place on that because they have like the better strength of schedule or whatever. That's why the Commanders and Patriots are above them in the draft order. But yeah, draft order, that would probably be the only thing.
I just had something pop into my head. Do you remember last year? Let's think about this, guys. Is this a scenario where do you remember what happened to Lovie Smith after a win on the last game of the season?
They talked about that. I saw it where there's like people wanting to make him coach of the year because of that, and it led to the Texans fans should be like applauding him right now for his genius,
right? And they fired him.
The gift he gave
after a win because it screwed up their draft where they drafted, right? And so we're talking about all this jockeying for the certain pick in the draft, right? Is there a scenario where one of these coaches might get fired for winning this week?
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Will Bill Belichick be set out on a rail for winning this
Belichick's
week?
gone anyways, right? Ron Rivera is pretty much fired anyways. So, I mean, why not? Kind of deal. It's
funny, man. Let's see. It's not as bad as what happened to Livy Howell when she went out on that 3-hour tour. Oh yeah. Maniac. Idiot Robert Saleh has a job somehow. Hey man, he's not an idiot. Your defense is solid, and that's him. Okay.
He's just not the only team that's been
snaked in by the teams. Both of the teams that are playing each other today, the Jets and the Patriots, have great defenses because of their head coach. Okay, that's just all there is to it. So come on, man. I like Robert Saleh.
The Patriots, The Patriots' problem is they keep letting McDaniels go to a head coaching job,
That's
which
it.
he should never do.
Just pay the man to stay the offensive
Yeah,
coordinator.
just give him
You'll be
head coach
fine.
salary, right? Just give him head coach salary, and he'll be fine. He's never going to make it as a head coach. And then for the Jets, they put all their, just like the Broncos did a couple years back, they put all their eggs in the Hackett in hopes to get Rodgers, and the Broncos didn't get Rodgers.
See, that's something
and the
that
Jets
Mr.
didn't get
Teague will
Rodgers.
not admit. He's going to call out Saleh
So,
when he should be calling out the front office for making the deal with the devil. That's what
Yeah.
he should be calling out.
Yep.
But, hey, that's just the way it is. Okay, so next up, let's see what we got next here on the hit parade. Come on, Seahawks, you can do it. Damn it. And here's the other game that matters to me the most right here. Come on, Justin Fields, you can do it. Oh, man. You know what? You know that guy that I always send you videos from that's a big Broncos fan like you that does these great, good sports videos? You know the guy I'm talking about?
Mm.
He did he did a video this week. I'm going to have to watch it. I keep seeing the thumbnail for it. It's got a picture of Favre, Rodgers, and Love. And the title of the video is, "How do they keep getting away with this?" He's talking about how the Packers keep having a good quarterback, no matter what happens.
I'm not ready to write the story on Love just yet.
I'm not either. But a lot of people are comparing Aaron Rodgers' last season now, not his career, his last season to Love's, and there's been no drop off at all. So, there it is. Let's see. He's going off over here. Woody Johnson, idiot.
I saw a mock draft of. By the way, I really hope we do another draft day show.
Oh, we will. That's going to be a feature of the show going
first
forward.
round one. That was so awesome.
Yeah.
But I saw one where there was like the Jets drafting Marvin Harris Jr.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's not going to happen. No team ever drafts a quarterback or a wide receiver with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback.
No,
this is not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. History shows that's not going to happen. He's never going to get a high.
Never going to get a first. He's already got one. He's already got one. Yes, he was
Garrett Wilson.
Yes. Yeah, Garrett Wilson was grandfathered in, but that's different. They might trade him.
But as far as this game goes, I think of all the upsets, this is the one that could happen because, man, wow, the Bears have been playing really well.
They're on a bit of a tear.
I have to give them credit, man. They have been tearing it up.
If they won one more game, they'd probably be in this race.
Right?
They're only a game behind.
Yeah, and the Pack, they're up and down. Like you like to say about a lot of teams, they're up and down, and they were up last week. They won. So
now the Packers could still make it, but they would need a lot of losses. So
yeah, they would. A lot.
Even if they lose, they could still make it.
Yeah, absolutely. Who steals food stamp money from the poor? And I saw an article today. He's talking about Brett Favre, boys and girls. I can't wait till they perp walk Favre. Yes, I saw an article today that we'll be covering on my show Thursday with the I think it'll probably be in the sports section that he could see significant jail time if he's convicted.
So Pat McAfee was right?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. When he's sentenced, they will show Favre as a Jet and call him former Jets quarterback. What? That's too good, man. Nah, they're going to call him a Packer, man. But anyway, speaking of the Pack, I need them to go down today. I don't think they're going to, but I would love to see Justin Fields and what's his wide receiver's name?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
I'd
love to see them hook up for about 3 touchdowns and beat the shit out of this team right there in Lambeau. That would be great. And this is the oldest rivalry in football, so the Bears would love to do that to them. They really would.
Yeah, kick him. Well, yeah, kick him out of the playoffs.
Got the old Rodgers owned the Bears, right? And So the
Lions
Packers.
did it last year.
Yeah,
Didn't they? Was it it was a year before, something like that, where they kept him out of the playoffs.
yeah.
Or I think it was Rodgers last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
He's
last
going
year.
to prison. He's red-handed on this one. There's tape.
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
bless you, your sweet summer child. Players don't go to famous people don't go to prison.
Right.
In
Just
fact,
depends.
I don't know if this is true. I saw a video of there's a new prison in California where basically they get it's a new reform thing that they have going on there where it's basically like Club Med.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but
Yeah,
basically
you
it's
are.
just like pool
You are.
tables. They have their own dogs. They have keys to their room. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically just a hangout place. It's a vacation home.
Federal prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Federal prison's not state prison. That's for sure. Yeah.
No, it's just I think it's a state because it's a state sponsored program or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but is it a federal
I never said anything
case
about
or?
federal. No, it's just a prison. It's
Yeah,
a prison.
I got you. Yeah.
Oh, for Favre, I don't know. I have no idea what kind of case that is.
Mm-hmm. That's I don't either. I haven't read the article yet. I just saw the headline. So, but anyway, okay. So I need the Packers to lose, but they probably won't. They're at home, and look, one thing's for sure: they're gonna get the calls. Two places you. Excuse me, real quick. Damn. Sorry about that. I was sick this week, if you guys didn't know, so I'm still kind of recovering from it. But they're
Joe's allergic to rooting for the Bears.
that's
so.
it. I'm allergic to rooting for teams I can't stand. God, I lost my train of thought. That thing just totally took me out of my game.
Hey,
right
that was
there.
your thought in your hand there.
That was it.
Not.
That was it. Exactly. It's all blown right out of my brain. Oh yeah, there's two places that if you go to play, you are playing the other team and the refs. Dallas and Green Bay every fucking time. Doesn't matter. Is there one that you know of in the AFC that's like that? I guess you could argue that the Patriots, that could be one where they get a lot of calls. I mean, ask Raiders fans; they'll tell you tuck rule and whatnot. Yeah. Packers are going to get the calls. So, they're going to get the calls. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm hanging on to dear life, hoping. All right. Now, the next one we've got here is from Knox Division. Look out.
This one doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter at all, but I think the Chiefs are still playing for seeding, so
they're locked into the third seed. They literally have nothing to play for. They have no shot at second. It's either the Bills or the Dolphins. Probably.
I guess they should be sitting people then. I didn't hear anything about Mahomes sitting. Uh-oh. That's my dad. Let me fix that real quick. Okay. He's calling to give it his pitchers and catchers in 27 days. Go Yankees, brother.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert, who's thrown 5 passes this season, is
wow.
playing Easton Stick.
Who is it? Stick? Is that his name?
Stick.
So we got the Chiefs against the Chargers. Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
I
literally doesn't matter at all.
Just because it's the Chargers, I think the Chiefs will win anyway. But that's a team that's just hamstruck right there. All right, that's enough talk about that one. Let's talk about the game you care about.
I mean,
is there a scenario where you make it?
No,
you're out.
No, not even a slight one.
And Russell Wilson's not playing, right?
Yep. The loss of the Patriots was the nail in the coffin, and then the Texans loss really hurt us.
Yeah.
But we needed 10 wins, and 9 just wasn't going to cut it.
Now, your backup is who?
Stidham.
How did he do last week?
He did all right.
Okay.
He did all right. It wasn't an offensive explosion, but I did feel like he threw the ball. It was nice not to see him take as many sacks as Russell Wilson has all freaking year.
Yeah.
he was willing to throw it down the field, which was nice to see as well. That was one of my biggest complaints for Wilson. Just throw the damn ball.
Yeah.
Even if you get some interceptions, you're still gonna at least get some big plays.
Yeah.
Got an arm, use it. But
Yeah.
he never
good things
never
happen when you
trusted the
throw deep.
receivers.
Good things happen when you throw deep. No doubt.
Even if it gets picked off, right? The biggest thing that's most likely, sure, there's a chance for a pick six, albeit kind of rare when it's that big. But it's basically like a punt, especially on like third down. Just throw for it,
Yep.
But no, it would always be a check down or some little shit play.
And I hate it for Russ. And what's funny is, guys, he's going to go somewhere next season and play well. And I think if this is a case of a round peg in a square hole. That's just all there is to it.
Well, I still think if he stayed, they'd be fine. And there's still a chance. It's small, but there's still a chance he stays.
I doubt
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of fucking.
It
money
is. It's a lot of money.
Have dead money for nothing. So,
and I just don't see.
There could be a scenario where they're like, oh, they kissed and made up in the offseason. So you never know.
He's gonna have to take a pay cut.
He's still showing up on the sideline. Like he was on the sideline last week.
Oh, he's a team player, man. He's gonna do that, no matter what the team's doing with him. I mean, we all know he's been benched because of money. They don't want the chance of having to pay guaranteed money if he gets hurt. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that really what the bottom line is? Why he's not playing right now?
Absolutely.
Because they're already out of it. So why not go ahead and start the backup? Ensure the fact you don't have to pay that money. I mean, it's already a lot of money, and this is a signal to me that they're moving on from him. I really expect
last week
to see him.
They were, when they decided to bench him, they were still technically in it. When they went into that game last week, but too many teams won, like the Steelers, like your damn Seahawks not taking care of business against the Steelers.
Right.
And so that too many teams won, where the Broncos lost. So that was the big thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal when it comes to Russ. I think you guys are going to cut him. I think you're going to take a bath on it, but I think you're going to cut him. The Waltons have got the money. They're not worried about money. So
the problem is who we get. I mean, we're too high to get any of the top 5 quarterbacks. So I mean, unless we trade up, I just don't see us getting anyone.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There's only one scenario where I see you trade him, and that you may think I'm crazy, but imagine him playing for the Atlanta Falcons, that football team.
Yeah, we'll take Kyle Pitts and cool.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine him playing in the NFC South against that bunch of fools down there, and
he'd have free reign.
Yeah.
It's got a young running back, and
his biggest competition would be Baker Mayfield in Tampa, right? I could. That's about the only trade thing I could see happen, and it would have to be a deal where you guys pay half his salary and they pay half his salary, kind of thing. Because Russ. You can say what you want about him. He's a shrewd businessman, dude. He's not coming off that money. I can tell you that right now. He's not coming off that contract.
Yeah, he was so shocked and appalled that they asked.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. How about you're not winning us games?
You're not winning us games. Yes.
That's the biggest thing. When you get those kind of and I know, there's teams that are QB starved.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do get those kind of contracts, you
have to produce.
You have to lift up the team.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You have to Peyton Manning that team and lift them up. Mahomes' back is so broken right now that he's starting to cave.
Yeah, because he's got one of those contracts, and it really looks to me like it's not the fact that they're not going to get him wide receivers. They can't pay wide receivers because of how much they're paying him.
Well, what's interesting, if you look at his pay, it's really not much higher because his contracts even now is starting to get older and cheaper.
Yeah,
than what quarterbacks are getting right now.
Yeah.
So they actually made a good deal, and it's probably going to get restructured to get him more money later. But right now it's actually not looking like a bad deal because it was like $500 million for 10 years. So that's a straight pay
up
for 10 years, and in 10 years from now, that's chump change.
Yeah, it relatively. Is. Yeah, it'd be like having somebody under a rookie contract, like
especially once the NFL goes worldwide.
right? Once we got a team in Germany and the Jets moved to England, as been predicted by Mr. Teague, Patrick Mahomes, what do you expect from the son of a Met? No doubt. The guy's great. But anyway, we need to put the speed burst on this. Yeah, I think that the Raiders will probably win this game. I hope your Broncos win because I hate the fucking Raiders. But I really think that Antonio Pierce is playing for a future gig. I really think he's
personally. I think no matter what the outcome of this game is, I think he's won it.
I think he has too. The Raiders would be dumb to let another one of these interims that had the team busting their ass leave on them. They've made that mistake once and went to McDaniels like a fucking fucktard bunch. God, the only problem is, Al Davis's kid is not the sharpest tool in the shed. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen with that bunch? But I hope Antonio Pierce, if nothing else, has gotten him a head coaching job somewhere. Whether it's with the Raiders or not, we don't know. Okay, so next up, we're just about done, I believe. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at
There's
the
a
New
lot
York
of
Giants.
4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Or 3 o'clock games. There's actually
well,
6
they're
or
all
7.
played today. There was no
Right.
Thursday game. We had
but even still, like the week before, there was a ton of 1 o'clock games.
Right.
And like 3 or 4 o'clock. There's like 6, 7 games now.
Yeah, there is. And a lot of people are going to be scoreboard watching, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do like this
there's
setup.
Many games that are affected by the afternoon games, though. I think these are all
no, there isn't. That's what I was fixing to say. The Dallas and Philly games are going on in the same window. So you want to talk about? I think they're doing this on purpose, man, because you know how they like to do that little thing at the end of the day where they say, at this time, such and such Eastern, this is what was happening. And then they flip to the other game and this was happening. I don't know if you've ever seen those little things they do. It's pretty cool. But anyway, we've got the Eagles at the Giants. That this is going to be a good game. The Eagles, I would have said, would win this in a walk. Let's see. When the Jets leave for London, I will run into the street screaming, free at last, free at last. Like, God almighty, I am free at last. Yeah. But the Eagles should win this. They need to win this. If any team needs a win going into the playoffs, it's the Eagles. That defense has all of a sudden become trash. I don't understand it, man. Because it's basically they've only lost like one player due to injury, and albeit a really good one. But I mean, it's sad what's happened to that defense. They look like shit. You can go all over them. Hurts is having to score 30 a game. It's ridiculous. So now, do I think the Giants can score 30? No, I don't. So I'm going to go with the Eagles on this one. What do you think?
I'm sticking with the Eagles.
Yeah. Los Angeles Rams sitting all their people. San Francisco sitting all their people.
Yep.
It's the backup bowl. Who cares? Who cares? The winner of this game does not matter. Does not matter at all. This game right here, Dallas is playing for. See, here's what's fucked up. This is a game Dallas will lose. This right here is a game Dallas will lose. They'll play down to their competition and blow it because they're on the road. They're a different team at home. I don't know what it is, man. Don't know what it is. But don't be surprised if the freaking Commanders jump up and bite these fools. The Giants suck, but throw the numbers out versus Philly. No doubt. That's a fact. I believe they were the one that started. They were the first team that beat them this year, I think, was the Giants, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was. But Dallas needs to go in here, just romper stomper and hang a fucking 50 burger on his team. That's what they need to do.
Yeah. And that'll get them the number 2 seed.
And that'll get them the 2 seed. They'll lock it up for them. And I just have a feeling it's not going to happen. I just have this weird feeling.
I
I'd love to
mean,
see the weather report for this game. If it's raining, I really don't believe it's gonna happen.
It's sunny today. It's sunny today, but the
Oh,
ground might
is
be
it?
wet. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
the rain was
So,
yesterday. It's good
okay.
today. I can see the sun right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is
Nope.
his area of the country, by the way, guys. Yeah, so he's got on the ground reporting for us. But but you know what I'm saying, Knock? This is the kind of game where the Cowboys will just fucking lay an egg. Dak
I
will start
guess,
throwing
but
shit
it's
5
also
miles over people's
Washington,
heads.
and
Yeah,
Washington sucks. So
they do.
I mean, and I've mentioned it several times already. Even though they'll never admit it, it'll never be admitted in the NFL. But if Washington loses, they get the number 2 seed, and they have a shot at like Caleb
And we're
Williams,
talking in the
May.
draft. When he's saying seed in this for the losers here, he's talking about in the draft. So
Yeah, so they have a shot at one of these star quarterbacks because right now the Bears are sitting at number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So this is where the Bears, they might not be going for quarterback,
right.
which means Washington would have its pick of the litter.
Mm-hmm. The Bears fans were chanting for Fields.
Yeah,
a week ago they were. Yeah. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
and then Rivera's going to be.
It's one of those things where down the stretch they could have a chance to tie it with a field goal or win the game with a 2-pointer and go out there and blow the 2-pointer. Right? I see what you're saying. Yeah, I could see something like that happening. You know what I mean? So yeah, Dallas needs to go out there and fucking stomp a mud hole in them, though. They need to, especially after, the Miami game, So, okay. Right. Speaking of Miami, we got Buffalo at Miami.
Yep, they did this
to wrap up the season. What's at stake in this game? Well, depending on what happens in a lot of the previous games, by the way, Buffalo wins this game. They win the division. They're in the playoffs. They lose this game, they need a whole lot of fucking help and a lot of teams to lose. That probably won't. Including Jacksonville, right? I'm pretty sure that's one of them that has to lose. This is going to be one hell of a game tonight to finish up the season because these two teams don't like each other. Buffalo has owned them over the last few years. And here's the thing that concerns me the most about this fucking game, man. Oh my God. Howard is hurt. And Chubb, the guy that they plugged in to fill in for Phillips, is hurt. This really doesn't bode well for the Dolphins going up against Josh McDaniels because or not Josh McDaniels, but whatever the fuck that idiot's name is. Josh Allen. Whatever. Allen. Josh Allen. That, you know what I think of that guy. He's a mental pygmy, but he's built like a tank. They're going to have to blitz this guy all night. That's what they're going to have to do, and he can burn them badly with that happening. So this is the thing that concerns me. I don't think Waddle's playing. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I don't think Waddle's playing. I don't think Mostert's playing.
Yeah, they're beat up. This is the worst time of the year to have injuries, and the Dolphins have got them aplenty. I'm pulling for them, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. They're at home, though, and they like to show out at home. So I'm hoping that Mike McDaniels can come up with something. It's going to be rough. This is going to be a good game to watch, man. There's going to be some fights going on in this game. This is turned into the top of the heap in that Eastern Division. And the Jets will probably be the next team to get back into it as far as getting the mix, like these two teams are for the division title. But, man, for the last couple of years, it's been these two teams.
Here you go, Joe. Put me in.
Yes, sir. You got it. Go.
Here's the game plan for Tyreek Hill.
No shit. That's it.
That's it. Just
it.
That right there.
That's all you need.
Literally, don't even need to worry about all these other ones. Let's just go and turn a little bit to the right.
Yeah, 7 players.
Touchdown.
Go. There you go. No doubt. He's going to outrun everybody. Just protect him long enough. No, actually, no, that's the wrong game plan. You need 3 more X's, and all of them are tight ends to stay in and block.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
All of them need to stay in and block, bro. Okay? That's
This
just
is
all there is
Tyreek
to
right
it.
here. This is Tyreek right here, out the back, and then
That's it. Exactly. Damn, dude. Come on. You got to do it. Yeah, man. It's going to be hard, but I hope that they can pull it off. Yeah, so that's how the season's going to play out right there. I'm picking the Dolphins because they're at home, but it's going to be a stretch for them, man. They've got some. Look, Buffalo has
Buffalo's
all the
got the
pressure's
momentum in
on
my eyes.
Buffalo. Miami is in the playoffs. They are in. Okay. Just are they going to be the second seed or are they going to be a wild card team?
The 6th seed is
The
second or
sixth
6th.
seed. Yeah. Are they going to be the 6th seed behind the Browns? And have to go on the road. That's the thing that they're playing for. And Buffalo's playing basically for their playoff life. This is a playoff game for Buffalo.
Well, they have a chance because of the Steelers beating Baltimore and getting
Yeah,
that
they
win.
need a lot more teams than
If
just Baltimore to lose.
no, just no. Well, I mean, no. They lost. So Pittsburgh got that 10-7. So if Jacksonville loses and Bills lose, Bills are in.
Wow.
So basically, if the Jacksonville loses, which they would know by then if they did,
Yeah.
they could be safe going into this game.
Okay. Well, let's make that the transition. You got the playoff scenarios, man?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's do it, baby.
So we got what we're
Holy
looking at right
shit,
now.
check the chicks on the right. Wow. Great. All right. Go ahead, buddy.
I love it, right?
Go ahead.
So there we go. Scenarios. So you start with the Miami can clinch the East.
Enthusiasms. That's from a movie. Go ahead.
There we go. Miami can clinch with the win, and number 2 seed basically. Houston can get the title with the Jacksonville loss.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo can clinch the East with the win, or they can get a playoff berth with a tie and a Jacksonville. I think that's a loss and tie. I'm not sure if it's just a tie.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh needs Buffalo to lose, or they need Jacksonville to lose. So you need at least one of those. Yeah, one or the other.
Okay.
And Jacksonville just needs to win to get the AFC title.
There it is. Boom. Yep. Jacksonville's road is easy. I say easy because all they have to do is win, and they're done. No outside help.
And then for NFC, you got Dallas can win the East with just a win, or a tie, or a Philly loss.
Yeah.
So Dallas has their own destiny and getting that number 2 seed. Tampa Bay just needs to win, or they need to. I'm not even going to mention the tie stuff.
Yeah.
They could still win with a tie or a win. I mean, if they win, they're in, so it doesn't really matter. But if they tied, then Green Bay and Seattle lost. Philly needs a win and a loss in order for them to get the East. Green Bay needs to just win, or they can do a bunch of tie scenarios. But if they or they can get a Minnesota loss plus the Seattle loss plus the Tampa Bay loss. So if they lose, they would need everyone to lose.
They've got several ways to get in.
Everyone would need to lose.
Yeah.
Of course, Seattle they need the win plus
the
Green Bay loss.
one is the one. They have to lose for us to get in.
This other stuff's not going to happen.
No, the rest of it's not going to happen. No,
and
we've got to win, and they've got to lose.
To get to the division, they need to win, and they need a loss. Tampa Bay to lose.
Yeah,
they can still get a playoff spot if they win, and Seattle and Green Bay lose. So that's their other way.
My brother's rooting against me today. Damn it!
Only if the Bucks win.
Right.
Then Minnesota needs to win and have everybody.
Minnesota. I like how you pronounced it. Minnesota.
And so they need pretty much everyone to lose, except for
everybody's got to go down. Yeah.
It could be either Tampa Bay or New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta can win and need a Bucks loss in order to get the South. So Atlanta still has a chance.
Yeah, but that's the only way they get in. They cannot get in as a wild card.
There's no
they have
playoff.
to win the division. They have to beat the Saints, and Tampa's got to lose. Yeah,
that's pretty much what the Broncos were in a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs kept losing and the Broncos kept winning, Well, that was last week, the Broncos could have still won the division, but because the Chiefs beat the Bengals, they were out of reach. So otherwise, these two games would have mattered this week, because if the Chargers beat the Chiefs and the Broncos beat the Raiders, and the Raiders had a chance still too, but then they lost their game. So a lot of stuff last week.
Yeah, a lot of stuff last week. The one that killed me though was Pittsburgh beating us in our own house.
Yeah,
dude,
we lost
the taste in my mouth is still there from Super Bowl 40. Okay, just tell it. I can't stand the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I can't believe we dumped to them in our own house. Just can't believe it. What you got there, brother? What you want to show us?
So this is the playoff for this week. I did pretty much my picks.
Okay,
just some that don't really matter. You got the Bucks winning. I mean, that game didn't matter. I got the Lions winning. I did pick the Jets. There you go, Teague. There you go. I did.
Well, you must have picked the fucking Bears because I see my boys are in there.
Yeah, I did pick the Bears. Yeah, I picked Seattle winning. I did the Eagles, Rams. That didn't even really matter. Then I did have Buffalo winning.
Yeah.
So that is the difference in this one. So that leads to pretty much what you see here. You got the Dolphins going the Chiefs, and Cleveland facing the Jags, and the Steelers out. So what would you like to manipulate on here? I know you picked some different than I did.
Let me look at these matchups. Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bengals. I'm just going off my picks. Give me the Lions. Give me the Patriots. Thank you. Give me the Saints. Give me the
the Jags, because the
keep it the Jags. Keep it the Jags. Fucking Ryan Tannehill, stupid ass, is playing. Give me the Seahawks. Give me the fucking Packers. Knock me out. And then let's see.
I mean,
doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, these ones don't really matter.
Yeah. And then let me see. Give me the Eagles, yes. Cowboys, yes. And give me the Miami Dolphins. Let's see if Buffalo even made it. No.
Buffalo is out with this because they would have needed the Jags to.
And I would.
If the Jags lost, then the Buffalo would be 7th seed and Texas would be
right.
Yeah.
So I think that's how the NFC is going to end up. I really do. I hope Chicago pulls it off. I know we're going to handle business today. I just have a feeling we're going to handle business and we're going to come up short. That's our luck. That's what's going to happen. We should have won last.
That's interesting. If the 49ers backups win, then it would have the LA Rams going to the Dallas.
Rams would be the 7th seed
rather than Green Bay.
Instead of the 6th. And they're not starting their people?
No.
That's rather strange.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to go to Dallas.
Yeah, right? Maybe they don't want to go to Detroit, you know?
Oh, my God.
They don't want that storyline. The script isn't even released, man. You guys got to win.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
They got to win. We need this storyline right
We
here.
need that storyline in a bad way.
This one we don't care about. This game we don't care about. We need this one.
I want to see Matthew Stafford go back in.
Although I got to admit, this does seem pretty nice right here.
Oh, man.
Rams at Dallas. And then you got Green
That'd be
Bay
like watching
Detroit.
the Seahawks Dallas game. Wow.
Yeah, that's a division
Points
game right
plenty.
there. So that'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, it would.
So I don't know. I'm good with either one, but I definitely want to see this one more.
Yeah.
The Rams going at Detroit. Like that's got to be like the biggest, like, you know, we finally made we the monkey on the back with did we make the right choice in letting Stafford go?
Right. If that happened, but you know what? I don't think it would happen. I think Stafford.
Yeah, I think the Rams would pull it out
and smash him. I think he would, dude. He would be chomping at the bit to go in there and beat the shit out of them.
You know, you make a lot of crazy predictions, but this one is not crazy. As long as
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens will win it all, dude.
The Ravens are the number one team.
It's theirs to lose.
It really is.
You know what, guys? You know what, guys? Just looking at this playoff picture, that I really believe there's only one team they don't want to see, and they're the 5th seed in the AFC. Yeah, I don't think they want to see their old quarterback again.
And they walloped them the first time they played. They've walloped the Ravens. They were like 30-13.
They stomped the shit out of them, and Flacco wasn't even there yet.
No.
Yeah. Imagine what they do to him now. fucking Jesus, man. When I make crazy predictions, it's
Yeah, I
for
know you're just trolling, but
the
no,
lows.
I actually think
I don't think it's a troll. It's their Super Bowl to
no, this
lose.
particular. I think in
Sorry.
this particular one, he's stating that this wasn't one of his crazy predictions.
Yes,
But this one right
absolutely.
here,
Yeah.
no, I felt like if the Ravens could get the number 1 seed after they went through a gauntlet in
Yeah, they
December.
did.
They went through. They had
All
the
these
Jags.
teams went through
They had the Dolphins. They had
a gauntlet, and they came out smelling like a rose through
the
there.
49ers. They beat the best teams in the NFL. Like
Yep.
they did.
They
beat
did.
them. And
handily. It wasn't even close. I mean, woof.
My only worry is what happens to a lot of teams that have dominated through the season and then take a month off.
Well, the thing you've got to worry about is, I'm sorry, I'm hitting all the wrong fucking
the
buttons.
suspense that we'll never know.
The suspense is killing us. You got to worry about is his previous playoff track record.
But he's usually been hurt too.
Playoffs. So, if he gets over that hump, watch out. Watch out.
I think the bigger concern would be they need to not go on that yacht and let OBJ take pictures of them with their shirts off.
Come on, man.
Why they would do that, I have no idea. It just makes no sense why you would bring that kind of superstition to your team.
Yeah.
Come on, Odell. Do you really need to take a picture yet? Do it after the season.
Right.
God, man.
Dude, wide receivers, I don't know what it is about them. They are fucking egomaniacs, man. They think they're the most important person on that fucking team. They do, man. It's ridiculous. All right, Knock. It's getting down to the wire, bud. We got
ready for it?
We got some great football going on today. So, what'd you say, buddy? I'm sorry.
You ready for the incentives? Last bit.
Sure. Go.
All right. Look at Baker Mayfield. Playoff berth. He gets $2 million.
Woo! He playing for some dollars today, baby.
Same with Geno
Look
Smith.
out. Geno
Smith
playing for the dollars.
Playoff berth with win with help.
Gardner Minshew blew it.
No, he got it.
Oh, he did get it. 65%
his was not. His was 65% of
snaps.
the snaps. He got it. So he made $2 million from that game.
Alexander Madison of the Vikings. Ooh,
125 yards rushing. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
He gets $650K. Odell Beckham, not going to happen because he's resting. So he's not going to get the 5 more catches. Andre Hopkins, this could happen. 7 catches, 49 yards, and 2 TDs. It could happen.
Absolutely for the Titans. They're going to be looking to. They are going to be. Look, guys, let there be no mistake. Vrabel wants to ruin the Jacksonville Jaguars season. He does. Believe that. Yep, that could happen. No doubt.
And then Darius Slayton for the Giants, $750K. He is active for the Eagles, so he's been their big play guy. So I guess he just has to play in the game.
Yeah.
So good for him. Nelson Aguilar did not get his. He needed 10 catches or he needed 58 yards. He didn't get either because they don't pass the ball that often.
No.
Well, they do a little bit more. But Josh Reynolds for the Lions, $250K. Just needs 36 receiving
yards. Shit, he can get that on one play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki.
For the Patriots. Tight end. Used to play for the Dolphins. Yeah.
53% of the offensive snaps. So I'm guessing he just needs to play a lot for this game. He'll probably get that.
Oh, he's been playing all year. He hasn't been nicked up. He should be able to get that.
It doesn't say yes on there, so I'm not sure.
Right.
Dante Schulten last night, I think he got 5 catches last night. So I don't think he
didn't quite get there.
And he got like 50 something, like 40 yards or something like that. So you can get that one. So I wonder if they'll honor this one just because he's out 1 catch. I'd be shocked if they're usually pretty easy going when it's like 1 yard or
flummox it here and there, right?
Troutman for the Broncos, $100K if he gets 1 touchdown. Maybe. He's had a couple of touchdowns.
He's your top tight end, isn't he?
At this point, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Hooper for the Raiders, 51% of snaps. He's currently at 51%, so he just needs to play majority, at least more than 50% of the snaps today.
Okay.
Which that shouldn't be too difficult unless he gets hurt. But so that's that. Tyler Higbee, 5 receiving yards.
He's gonna make that. No problem.
That's gonna be like a tight end screen.
Yeah, they're gonna do something with him. I mean, one thing, they're gonna be resting their starters, but Tyler Higbee's gonna he's going to be in a play to
Just get in there for
5
one
yards.
quick play, get that incentive, and then sit on the bench the rest of the game. Devin Singletary, I don't know if he met these or not, but there's some percentage snaps. He was playing all that game. He had a great game. He had a touchdown too. I don't think he got 165 rushing yards though.
Right.
But he had a pretty good game. Joe Mixon needs 2 touchdowns. Deontay Foreman for the Bears needs 2 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott.
Get them touchdowns, Bears! Get them!
Yeah, right.
Get that man that money!
Get all the touchdowns.
Do it!
Ezekiel Elliott gets almost 500K, 50K for every game played. Needs 252 total yards in order to get
in week 18.
So that's
you hear that, Admiral team?
I hear the Admiral. You
hear that, Admiral team?
Elliott, you see it now. We're calling it now.
Hero of the Patriots today. He's going to set Gillette records today for running back.
Austin Eckler, 110 rushing or receiving yards. So scrimmage. Let's see the other crazy ones. Look at that. 1.5 mil for Leonard Floyd to get 2 mil. He needs 1.5 sacks.
Wow. All right, brother. Point out 1 or 2 of the other ones because we have got to go.
This is the one that David and Cloudy got. This is a 750K.
Look at my man. He said, you sit on a throne of lies. Love it. Oh, my God.
So, and then the Chiefs, Chris Jones needs 1 sack to get 1.5 million.
He'll get it. And then they'll pull him from the game.
Then that's pretty much what we got here.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I hate to rush us out of here. I really do. But we have got 4 minutes to get our popcorn and get to it. That's right.
I'm probably gonna go grab some lunch and watch one.
You know it, man. Games, but, well, listen. I usually do a rundown of everything we're doing on the channel, but this being the last regular season week of Pregame Party, I just want to let you know that next week when we do this show, it's going to be on Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. Okay. And I'll get the word to everybody out after the show. I'll put a link up to this one so they can see everything we predicted. And I will let you know that Saturday for Super Wildcard weekends, what they call it, we're going to be on at 10 a.m. Central Time. If you want to see the rest of our lineup over there on Joe's Atmosphere, and I've got a great team over here, man. Looking forward to another great year with Knock and Matt from Small Time Republic and John Das Wolf. A lot of changes coming. There's going to be a lot of lineup changes. I don't know where State of the Atmosphere is going to end up. It's still going to be on Wednesday for this month, but my schedule at work is changing, so therefore every other domino will fall. But all you have to do is go to the page, and you'll see the lineup for that week. I've always got it current. So don't forget this show next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Knock, thanks for hanging with me, man. It's been a lot of fun. And you guys like, share, and subscribe. Everything you see us doing, go over to Rumble and give us a follow. Those of you watching on Rumble and the X, thanks a lot for your time. We appreciate it. And until we see you guys again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.